Mass protests have erupted across the United States in the No Kings demonstrations targeting President Donald Trump and his administration's policies. More than 3,200 rallies were planned across the 50 states, with organizers calling it one of the largest coordinated protest movements in recent U.S. history. Thousands of people marched in major cities and smaller communities alike, protesting issues ranging from the ongoing war with Iran and that is from there to immigration crackdowns and what organizers describe as threats to democratic norms. Thousands of demonstrators marched through the streets of Los Angeles on Saturday as part of the nationwide No Kings protests. Crowds filled major roads carrying banners and chanting slogans against President Trump and his policies. Protesters said that they were demonstrating against the war in Iran, aggressive deportation policies, and what they called the erosion of democratic norms in the United States.
We all are against war. We don't want Trump or Israel bomb Iran, destroy our infrastructure, destroy everything. That's why I'm here, being against war. Thank you for your attention.
In New York City, large crowds packed the streets around Times Square, marching past the district's iconic billboards while holding protest signs and chanting slogans.
Trump must go now! Trump must go now! In the name of humanity! In the name of humanity!
And no, baby, you cannot wait table. No puedes quedarte esperando a que alguien.
In Austin, Texas, thousands of protesters marched from City Hall to Auditorium Shores Park, where a rally featured speakers, musicians, and protest displays. Some protesters also used symbolic displays, including large inflatable figures and themed installations to express their opposition.
I think we've lost focus on doing what's needed for the American people and using our resources and our tax dollars to provide health care and invest in our own people. And I don't see a strategy behind the war other than the finicky whims of our president.
In St. Paul, Minnesota, demonstrators joined the nationwide protests with marches and rallies criticizing President Trump's policies. Participants carried signs and delivered speeches calling for democratic safeguards and an end to the war in Iran.
No kings! I think you can, if I don't believe you, they're not. No. The Twin Cities, the land of... Are you ready? Are you ready?
In the U.S. capital, Washington, D.C., thousands marched along the National Mall and past the Lincoln Memorial. Protesters carried effigies and banners criticizing the administration while chanting slogans demanding political accountability. The protests were not limited to the United States. Similar solidarity rallies were reported in several other European cities. In Paris, hundreds of people, including American expatriates and French activists, they gathered in solidarity with the No Kings movement. Participants voiced opposition to U.S. foreign policy and warned about the rise of far-right politics globally.
I protest all of Trump's illegal, immoral, reckless, and feckless, endless wars. It is clear he doesn't really have a plan. It is clear that the abuse of power is the point. It is clear that he is a strongman who is abusing the authority vested in him by the American people as our elected president. So, yeah, I think it's very important, in particular as an American, to show that we oppose what he is doing with these wars.
In Rome, thousands marched through the streets carrying banners calling for peace and an end to global conflicts. Demonstrators criticized both U.S. and Israeli military actions against Iran, while also directing chants at Italy's right-wing government. Protesters said that they were standing against what they described as growing authoritarianism and escalating wars worldwide.
We are taking to the streets to protest against repressive policies, to reaffirm the values of peace which are being challenged on a global scale by this resurgent imperialism embodied in the policies pursued by Trump and his entire circle.
E da tutta la sua corte.